speak now to Corneliu Bjola, who's an associate professor of diplomatic studies at Oxford University, and he joins me now live from the UK. Welcome to the programme. Tell us, what do you read into what President Putin has said publicly in a rare admission that the conflict in Ukraine isn't going to plan, plus the situation in the annexed regions is extremely difficult?
Thank you for having me. Yes, indeed, the situation at the moment, as we know, is approaching a difficult new stage, I think, in the war. We have to remember that February 24th, it's the one-year anniversary, so there is a lot of expectation at the moment that the next couple of months are going to be very intense on both sides. This is why we see a little bit of a competition in terms of leadership. The leadership provided by President Zelensky, who is going to support, he went to Bakhmut to support his troops, to boost morale, in preparation, of course, for what they expect to be, or what they expect to see in the next few months, a Russian counter-offensive. On the other side, we see President Putin, in a sense, playing defense not only because it's about maintaining control over the territory that he illegally tried to annex in September, but also trying to cope with an increasing trend of domestic attacks. Attacks that we've seen on military air bases a few weeks ago, at the beginning of December, but also what you showed today in some other parts of infrastructure component.
Corneliu, so if I could just interrupt you, because that point that you're making is very interesting, that juxtaposition there between the visit there by Zelensky to Bakhmut and then President Putin, as you said, being on the defense. Quite an interesting juxtaposition there.
That's the feeling. I mean, we have to remember President Zelensky at the moment is trying to convince many audiences. He's trying to convince, of course, Ukrainian citizens that the sacrifices that they've made, indeed, they're going to continue. But you have to also remember that President Zelensky is also trying to secure Western support, especially United States military support. Is critical for them to show that they are able to win.
Corneliu, because there are reports quoting US officials that the US will be sending precision bomb kits and Patriot missiles to Ukraine in their next aid package as soon as this week. Is that going to make a huge difference? Is that going to make a huge difference? Because I understand there's so much training involved to get that to the level needed.
We have to remember that training already started. Started in the United States, started in United Kingdom, started in Germany on various military equipments coming from the West. But what we've seen in the past, let's say 3-4 weeks, the level of devastation in terms of attacks on infrastructure, energy infrastructure, justifies at the moment, in the eyes of Ukraine, but also increasingly of United States, the supply of a new type of air defense or a new type of military equipment. I think there's been long in the planning for increasing support, and I think this is a moment, and it shows also increased concern on the Western side that something is probably on the Russian side, something is happening. Let's not forget, in the next 2 months, I mean, before the anniversary of the 1 year of the invasion on the February, going to be quite intense. What is not clear at the moment is the level of fighting, and second, whether Russia still has the capacity, the military capacity, to support a major counter-offensive. But the next few weeks are going to clarify this. The expectation is, especially for Ukraine, that they are able to at least hold what they have, if not to set themselves in a position for spring to go further and recoup some of the territories they lost in the south.
Corneliu, fantastic to get your analysis, especially, yes, as that 24th of February anniversary approaches. Great to have you on the programme. Corneliu Bjola from Oxford University in the UK. Thank you for your time and analysis.
Thank you very much for having me.
Fantastic. Thank you.